Hey everyone, I've got a special guest for you to meet today. This is my twin flame coaching student, SJ. Do you want to go by
Oh,
SJ or is it SJ or Sarah Jane or do you care?
don't mind.
Whatever.
I
Okay.
don't mind at all. Yeah.
So SJ here, obviously met her twin flame. Um, the usual stuff, the running and chasing, the sleepless nights, the desperation. And took my program and got her twin flame to come back. But here's the reason I want you guys to watch this interview today. She actually decided that she does not want her twin flame. And I want to show you guys that when you understand why, that's where her head is at with this. Okay. That's how you get your twin flame back. And that's one of the biggest myths on the internet about twin flames is that you are required to be with them. And as you guys watching, as you know, my twin flame is permanently in my life. I've got all kinds of students on my YouTube channel making appearances, just like this one, who are married to their twin flame. But I'm always telling you guys, you don't have to be with them. And when you understand the underlying reasons why you don't have to be with your twin flame, that's when you can get your twin flame to come back. Okay, so it's like it works the opposite of the way the mind thinks it does. And I get some hate, man, on the internet when I tell people this stuff that you're not required to do it. You have a choice. And people, they're always going to be throwing mud at us, telling us, oh, yeah, you're not even really a twin flame. But I just have to say, you guys, having a choice, being able to choose which one you want to be with them or not, doesn't that sound a lot better than to just have your twin flame reject you all the time? Because that's all you're getting from them. Wouldn't it be better if you had a say so in the matter? So buckle up, you guys. I want you guys to really get this. This is soul stuff. The soul doesn't care about outcomes, guys. The mind cares about outcomes. The ego mind, that's form. The soul is formless. So again, it really doesn't matter if you're with your twin flame, guys. And I've got students all day long. I'm showing you guys all day long who are with their twin. And I've actually, SJ, I've asked a few people who aren't with their twin if they would show up on my YouTube channel. It actually is harder to find somebody who's not with their twin to make a guest appearance like this. So thanks a lot for showing up today. So why don't you
Okay.
tell us a little bit about your story?
Okay. So when I met my twin flame, I was in a relationship. I just had a baby. Everything's amazing. I just read the book The Secret, and I was practicing, the gratitude and giving out gratitude to the world. And there was one part where I just went, and oh, my life is perfect. Please don't let anything spoil it. And then 2 days later, I met my twin flame. Um, so it was all fine. There was no the thing for me was the energy spike that I got. It was just in the room, we clocked eyes with each other, and then I just got this whoosh of energy, and it all spiked up, and it was like, whoa, where did that come from? And I knew it was because of this guy, but it wasn't about him. It was about me. I felt amazing about me, and I'd never felt amazing about me before like that. And then someone surprised me and just went, "Oh, you're on stage, do a performance." And it was the best. It was like I was possessed. It was the best performance I've ever given because of this energy. And then
So
after
this is
that,
like the bubble phase at the beginning,
no, that was
right?
just the first day. Then we
Right.
started talking
Oh,
on
okay. First
Snapchat.
day. Oh my.
That was the first day, yeah. And then when I got introduced to him, and then we talked all night. Nothing sexual or anything like that, just talk.
Mhm.
And it was nice. And he knew I was engaged, and we made friends on Snapchat, and we just said like, "Morning, how's your day?" And it was just nice like that for about 4 weeks. And then it changed because I started thinking, "Oh, I fancy you." And then he started running. As soon
Mhm.
as I was like, I want a piece of that. And it was bad because I was with somebody, so we didn't cheat or anything like that, but that was why it went bad. And then I
Yeah.
felt awful, like I felt like my soul was being pulled out of my solar plexus. I couldn't stop the pain. It was hurting. It was miserable. Dark night of the soul. I couldn't be
Obsessive
with Roy
thinking.
anymore. Oh yeah, like checking his Snapchat all the time to see
Like
when he
50
was last
times a
on.
day.
Yeah, like all the time when he was last active, watching the numbers to see if it goes up to see if he was talking to anybody else. And I'm like, how is somebody else like? But I didn't
Yeah.
think like that.
I
I was just
actually did
like,
the
all
same
the
thing.
time.
You'd count because it shows you how many snaps they've sent.
Yeah,
I'd
and
be
the number
checking.
goes up each time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and but the thing is, though, I check like every minute or like 3 times a minute. It was like, and I didn't
Yeah.
know how obsessed I was. It was weird. And then there'd be the times where I'd be like, do I say happy birthday to him? And it was a big battle between, do I say happy birthday or not? And it's like, hold on a minute. Would you be that bothered about saying happy birthday to anybody else? It's happy birthday. What can they
Right.
do? It was so
No,
bad.
that's the thing is when your twin flame pulls away, you get all desperate for a while. And then at some point, some of us, most of us, we go, wait a minute, this isn't normal.
Mm.
I don't normally react this way over somebody breaking up with me or rejecting me.
Yeah, and he wouldn't speak to me because he was ghosting me because I was with somebody. Well, I don't know why, because he said he was with me to stop talking because of the guilt or whatever. So and then I was like, oh, I can't be with Roy anymore. I can't be with a man if I really want another man so much. So I had to leave because that it's just my morals.
Yeah.
So I left Roy, ended up in this like dingy house. But at least I was not guilty anymore, but the soul thing was still there and I didn't want it anymore. And I didn't know what was happening to me because I'd never experienced energy before. So I read the Celestine prophecy. Then I joined all
So
these
wait,
Facebook groups.
you felt like all this metaphysical energy going on. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about? Like
yeah.
Kundalini? Yeah.
It was just, yeah, because I get these spikes of like whoosh of really good energy,
Right.
especially if he liked a Facebook post. He'd put a like and I'd just be
Right.
overwhelmed with this whoosh of energy. And
Hmm.
I'm like, wow.
And were you seeing
Um,
like repeating number patterns everywhere all the
oh,
time?
Kurt, my phone was my phone is just was it's not anymore, but it used to be screenshots of the time. So it would be 111, 222, 444.
Mhm.
Then it'd be like 1111, 1212, but then it'd be backwards as well. So it'd be like 1221. And
Yeah.
I think I deleted 1,980 odd messages. No pictures of me and the kids, just pictures of the time in my phone. It was
Right.
that bad. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, what else? And then I joined all these Facebook groups, all these like support groups because I Googled what's
Well, like
going
twin
on with me.
flame Facebook
Came up with
groups.
Twin Flame. Yeah, so it was like Twin Flame support group, Twin Flame Union. And because I didn't know what was happening, but when I found out what Twin Flames were, I was a bit like, sharing a soul with someone's a little bit far fetched. I didn't like believe in it, and I thought it
Mm.
was a bit. And then I got a bit miffed because I was like, I'm not even a full person. I share a soul with somebody, so I didn't like that. And I was trying to disprove it by going, this isn't. But a lot of things were like what were going on, but then there was a lot of stuff that wasn't because people were talking about missions and
Uh-huh.
um the 144,000 and
Yeah.
that they know what we have
Yeah,
to
they
do in
make a
life.
whole like personality
Yeah,
type out of twin flame. Like it's their identity is I'm a twin flame.
yeah.
You got to
And they're
believe
going to
all this
save the world.
dogmatic stuff.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, well, and there was a lot of, I mean, a lot of people are psychic, but I'm not psychic. So I was like,
Well,
and I
you
didn't,
are
because I
now.
didn't understand about anything. Yeah, I can manifest, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
you guys watching, I just want to interject this to the audience. When you find out what her life is like now, you're going to be like, what? Her life
yeah,
situation is amazing, you guys.
it's pretty cool.
But
Yeah.
yeah, go on.
Um, so yeah, I didn't know what was going on, and I was joined all these Facebook groups, and what I didn't like about the groups were that nobody was answering anybody's questions. So there'd be people really suffering and like wanting help, but every like comment underneath was, "This has happened to me. This has happened to me. This has happened to me. My twin playing this, my twin playing that."
Mm,
Not one person went, "Are you okay, love?" I'm sorry you're going through
Yeah,
that.
nobody like
Not one
answered any
person.
questions or actually gave
Oh,
like real help. It was just everybody complaining about their situation.
yeah. And a lot of people like digging the twin flames out as well, like giving them shit, like, slagging them off and telling them that they're this, that, and the other. And I didn't think like that about my twin flame.
That's not
He's
very
all
nice.
right. So there was one person who posted that they didn't know if there was a twin flame or not. We got all the people that are like 155,000, 144,000, whatever the number is,
Yeah, yeah.
and you've got to have a mission and da da
Don't you
da da
think,
da.
by the way, I'm almost to 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know for every one subscriber on your YouTube channel, if you have a YouTube channel, there's one other person watching?
Oh,
So I got 200,000 people watching my YouTube channel. Wait
that's
a minute.
cool.
I thought there were
Perhaps
only
that's the situation.
144,000 twin flames.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So yeah, in one of these groups, they didn't know if there was a twin flame or not. One person posted a link to 5 true signs, and it was your YouTube channel. So I
Okay.
watched it, and I was like, this guy makes sense. And I liked that you weren't all spiritual. You was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
to the point.
Spiritual,
Do it.
holy, spiritual. Yeah.
Yeah, and the one that got me the most was the doubt, because I
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
yeah, and that was the one that got me the most. Really, that thought, like, this guy knows what he's saying. And yours was in your heart, but mine was in my solar plexus. That pain, the
Mhm.
bawling, the crying, the fetus position, the numbers, um, everything. Although I didn't know about this bit.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I'm gonna upgrade my true signs video to 7 true signs you met your twin flame. Because I'm going to include the eyes and the kundalini.
right. So the eyes thing, because I'd not even had a picture with my twin flame, so I didn't know until, well, I watched it recently and I did it, and it's like weird. Apart from my ears
I
are blue and
know.
mine are brown, but they look exactly. It's weird, man.
If you saw, well, actually, on my YouTube channel, the most recent Meet My Twin Flame video that I did. So for the audience, for anybody watching, if you go to my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist on my YouTube channel, there's a playlist called True Twin Flame Teachings. And there's a video, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 videos down called Meet My Twin Flame. And for the thumbnail, for the picture up for the video, right? You know how there's the picture thumbnail that you click on? I did a side by side of her eye and my eye. And you guys, I got to tell you, not only do the eyes look the same in my case, but if you saw us in person, you would think we were cousins or something. Like we look the same. And I see that all the time. It's so
I don't
cool.
think I look like my twin flame though, because he's like the total opposite. He's got ginger hair, blue eyes. I mean, but when I did do that, it was like
The
it was just
eyes,
weird.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's so some people it can be the whole face, but for anybody watching, just so that you're clear about how this works, it 100% of the time, for 100% of twin flames, it's the shape of your skull. It's like your facial structure around the eyes. That's what has to match. If the rest of the face doesn't match, that's fine as long as it's around the eyes. And granted, interracial twin
yeah.
flames, that's a little more hard. So you can kind of not worry about it if that's the case. So, but your twin
What
flame
I
has red
thought was
hair
weird.
or what?
Yeah, he's like a proper, like, freckles, white, red
Okay.
hair, very pale skin. But when I did the join up, like, our noses were at the same place and everything.
Uh-huh.
It was wow.
Yeah,
It could have made
yeah,
it look
that's how you
gay.
can tell, right? It's like the
Yeah,
center of the face.
yeah, definitely, yeah. What where I was up to.
So what happened
So
next? You
yeah,
found my
I watched all
video.
them videos, and then I thought, oh, he's interesting. I'll have a look at your YouTube channel. And then it was just, you talked about all those people that are saying you're not twin flames, and that they were sure that they were twin flames, and that, and I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about. And for me, the people who say that to other people, you're not a twin flame, if you have sex with somebody else or if and
Right.
you don't know your mission,
It's
it's
like a
like, well,
religion.
yeah, and you're so wrapped up in twin flames that if there was a mission
It's like you
and
get
you had to save the world,
excommunicated
you,
from the twin flame church if you have
oh
sex with
no.
somebody else.
But if there was a mission, they're too busy chasing the tails looking for the twin flame that the baddie's going to come past them, so they're going to miss
Mhm.
it.
I just want to say, as an aside to that, and this is kind of what this video is about today. So, her and I, you guys, we kind of talked before we hit record, and I said, hey, let's bust some myths today. And this is a big one, you guys. So, everybody knows about the twin flame couple. They're not twin flames, obviously, but the two people on Netflix. Well, is it any surprise that a couple of people like them happened in the first place when, from ground level, the whole entire twin flame community is a little bit like that to begin with? It's already what you're going to get from the twin flame community is a belief system about twin flames. It's a ideology. It's an identity, and you have to believe in all these things about twin flames. And what's interesting is everybody says twin flames are the same soul, even all the people doing that stuff. Everybody says it, and that's true. Twin flames are the same soul. But the thing is, you guys, the soul is not beliefs. It's not concept. It's not an identity. That's all mental. An identity, like a mental construct of who I am, which is made up of all of these thoughts and beliefs and other mental constructs. And you have to do this and you have to think this way. That's all mind, you guys. And that's fine, but that's not the soul. But then you guys tell me the twin flames are the same soul. But then you're telling me to do all this mental stuff. And I have to believe that my twin flame and I are supposed to be together and that there's 144,000 of us and I'm not allowed to have sex with anybody else. And it turned into this like weird, like online, like religion. Never mind the two people on Netflix. I'm still not talking about them. I'm not talking about them at all. It's just the general twin flame community is doing that stuff. And then again, the two people that are on Netflix, is it any wonder that those two people emerged? Well, of course they did. Look what everybody's doing. They're turning it into this weird, like religion, this belief system about twin flames. And nothing could be further from what this really is. Your soul is not a belief system, it's just consciousness. It's beyond mental constructs. And that's where you have to go. And is it any wonder most people are struggling with this stuff? Because they're getting so invested in that twin flame identity. And I keep telling you guys, if you want your twin flame back, if you really want them to come back, the first thing you got to do is let that stuff all go, all of those mental constructs about what this is supposed to be. Your twin flame is your soul. It's just being, you guys. It's acceptance of whatever is going on right now. The soul doesn't care about outcomes or what your personality type is or how you identify. I'm a twin flame. Look at me, everybody. Soul doesn't care about that stuff.
You're awakened, and that's all you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go on. I'd love to hear the rest of your story.
So yeah, so I got onto your I watched the free content first. Oh, sorry. I watched the free content first and I watched it from in order of that because you put it all in order.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. And in every
The
single video it was
playlist.
all about, yeah, it was about practicing presence. Now it took me a while to figure out what actual presence was and I was like, can't just do that. Because it's that it's that's all it
Right. The
is.
mind is like, I got to figure this out. No, you
Yeah.
don't. There's nothing to
So
figure out.
I know. I practiced. Well, I tried, and then what I would do is go. I wonder what my next thought's going to be, and then I'd wait for it. And the thought was always, "You're doing it," and then another thought would be like, "Shut up."
Yep.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah. The mind
"Oh,
like
it'll
starts
be.
attacking
This is the
itself.
longest you've done it for. This is the longest." And I'd be like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you just spoiled it." So yeah, it's hard. It's not hard. It's easy,
But you're
but
learning mindfulness, I think is what you're
yeah,
saying. Yeah.
yeah. But if you can hold that space, it feels so good. There were one time I held the space for longer than I've ever done before, and I got is it Kundalini? I don't know, but a wash
Yeah.
of amazingness, and it was like ecstasy. And I was like, I mean, I came out of it because a thought came, but afterwards I was like, if that's what it
Oh,
feels like to
Satori
die,
maybe.
if that yeah, if that's
Yeah.
what it feels like to die, then
Right.
I don't mind that. You know, when I die, I'm not going to be scared because
That's the soul.
it's beautiful, gorgeous. Oh
Right.
wow, I've never felt it like that intense before. I've had similar,
You
but
can't
nothing
describe
like
it.
that.
It's so hard to describe.
Yeah, and yeah, well, I heard a voice when I did it say, "What do you want?" And then as soon as I thought of something, the feeling went away, and I was like, "No, come back!"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. So then, so I'd already experienced a bit of presence before I signed up for the course, and I just wanted to just not be wrapped up in twin flames anymore. I wanted to be over it, and I wanted my life. I just wanted my life, not back, but I wanted to come out the other end. I didn't want to be stuck. Like I've spoke to my kids about this, and they take the mic. They go, "Mum, Jumbo, and you just stayed in your bed looking at the ceiling for 2 years." I'm like, "Shut up!" It was, but so I kept practicing presence, and then when you do that, all good things happen. It's you don't know what you
Right.
want, but it whatever you when it comes, it's like, yeah, I wanted that, but you
Right.
didn't know you wanted it, and
Well, because
everything.
you're
So I got,
aligning with this higher intelligence that knows what you really want. And
yeah,
it's always trying to hook you up.
yeah, and it just keeps getting better though. It's like I'm upgrading every time. So it was first of all, it was the house. Then I got a job where you have to have a degree. I went straight into the interview and went, I've not got a degree, and they were like, you've got the job, and I'm like,
They gave
thanks,
you the
and it
job
was
anyway.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a job where like I had staff, so I didn't actually have to do much. I delegated it and just sat doing presents, looking at the trees and stuff. It was brilliant. And then
Interesting.
it was
That
really
was the
cool.
job?
Yeah, well, the job wasn't looking at trees. The job
Right.
was
But
student
you were able
accommodation.
to do that.
Yeah. So
Right.
I had a window in my office in this gorgeous tree, and I
Interesting.
just, yeah,
Hmm. And
I
the
love that
universe just
tree.
brought you that job the moment you started taking your focus off the person and going in here, all of that shit started to change for the better out there.
Yeah, but I need to add that as soon as I started practicing, as soon as I got the video course, 2 days after, my twin flame was messaging me. He wanted me seriously, and like he
So
was
wait.
a dog on heat. It was bad. It was like, whoa, guy, you need to go and
You
get laid.
signed up for
Calm
my
down.
coaching. You signed up for my
Yeah,
paid coaching. And then 2 days later,
yeah.
he's
two
like,
days
I want to
later,
sleep with you right now. I want you.
yeah.
Okay.
So I did.
Right on.
So I did, and then after I did, I was like, oh my god, two flames, and he went.
Yeah. You got sucked
He
back into the
went.
addictive energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. His reason for that time was he'd made an oath. That was the reason he had to go. Okay. And then I carried on practicing presents, and he came back again. And
Uh-huh.
then but not only did he come back, everybody came back. Like people from when I was a child, like people who
Yes.
loved me that I never knew about. They'd all come out of the woodwork and they'd be like,
I
I've
know.
loved you all my life. And I'm like, I never even knew you loved me then.
Yeah.
So it was everybody.
No,
I
that's a
walked down the
thing.
street and people just want to hug me or touch me or it was mental.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody
You're
wanted
just like a
like
magnet, like drawing all this cool
yeah,
shit to you all the time.
yeah.
Yep.
And then I started because I felt better and I wasn't miserable anymore. I started turning my studio on and writing songs. We were getting signed to really big labels. I'm still getting money from the songs I wrote five
Right.
years ago. It's
So
amazing.
you're a singer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to the
Oh yeah.
audience, you guys, SJ here is a recording artist and she's been signed to a major label and she's getting royalties and stuff. She's getting paid to be a musician. She's like a pop star, basically. I
But
mean,
weirdly, as well, because I've always wanted to be a singer and I've been chasing the dream all my life. And, you always get kicked down and knocked down, and the music industry breaks your heart, but you've got to
uh-huh.
you just keep going because you do it. As soon as you're practicing presidents, you're not bothered about an outcome. It just all comes to
Right.
you. It's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
it
it.
does.
Yeah. So then
And
I got with a soulmate guy after the twin flame left me again. After I was like, oh, twin flames, and he ran again. I thought, I'm not doing this all the time.
mhm,
So I just kept practicing presents. And then I met this guy online. I went online on, there was plenty of fish for 2 days, and I had to come off it because there were just not very nice people on there. But I did start chatting to this one guy, and when I met up with him, weirdly, it was everything I imagined it would be with my twin flame. Everything. It was
right.
amazing. To the point of I was wondering if this guy was my twin flame instead because I'd attracted him by being present. So,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't get any of them spike of energies or anything like
Right.
that. So,
So let's just pause here just for the benefit of the audience.
okay.
I hope you guys understand what she just told you. Because, and this is why we're doing this video, by the way, because I see you in my free Facebook group, the New World Allstar Facebook group, the public Facebook group, occasionally being like a really awesome cheerleader for people. Like I see you from time to time getting in there, making posts about, guys, your life could be so amazing if you would just let go of this person. And here's another thing. I was with my twin flame for 6 months and then I decided I didn't like it. I
Yeah.
wanted to feel, because the thing is with your twin flame, and this, man, when I tell this to people, sometimes, oh man, it just pisses them off. They don't want to hear this. And I'm sitting here going, why? Because, guys, do you want the truth or do you want comforting lies? Which one do you want? Do you want the truth or do you want comforting lies? Well, I'm going to give you the truth. And the truth is, with your twin flame, when you get them to stay, it's very neutral. There's no like emotional intensity because that's coming from the mind. That's separation, right? And separation is a state of consciousness. It's not a relationship status or a stage with your twin flame. That's not where that word came from. And side note, I'm going to go ahead and for the benefit of the audience, in case you guys are new here, I'm going to link down below in the description box. I'm going to link 2 videos. One of them is called What Are Twin Flames? And it's the science-based explanation where I share with you why it is your twin flame runs. Like, why do they do that? It's mechanical, you guys. It has nothing to do with like the narrative or the story in your head or like relationship dynamics or any of that. It's all mechanics. It's all energy. It's completely metaphysical. And it has everything to do with when you approach your twin flame through the mind, which includes emotions. And then the second video I'm going to link down below for you is called Twin Flames, Separation Consciousness, Unity Consciousness, and Detaching. And in that video, I explain where those words really came from. So everyone in the twin flame community is using these words, separation, union, and they think it's like a stage or a relationship status with their twin flame. And then detaching, and it's like, yeah, what the hell is that? Like most people, they're like, they hear that and they're like, what's that? Right? Guys, those aren't not twin flame words. Those come out of the Zen traditions. They are thousands of years old. That comes from, Buddha, Eckhart Tolle, Jesus, Yogananda, Alan Watts, Ram Dass, right? All the big names. They're going to always be talking about like separation. The mind is separation, or unity, which is union. That's where the word union came from. And when you leave behind identification with the separation of mind, that's detaching. Now, somebody, I don't know who it was, I'm going to guess I don't know, 1960s, 1970s, somebody figured out twin flames, I think, is what happened. And they took the transcendental teachings and superimposed it over their twin flame experience, and correctly so, right? That is applicable here. You are like, to get your twin flame to stop running, you have to transcend the separation of mind, and they call that union, right? Well, the internet comes along, gets a hold of the terminology, and starts mixing it all about and messing it all up. And now nobody remembers what the original teachings were. But I can tell that's what's going on here. Again, because of where those words really came from: separation and union and detaching. So that's a big one, you guys. Go watch that video. I'm hooking you up, you guys. I'm giving you all this free stuff, all this free twin flame information that works. I've got all these people on my channel that are married to their twin flame all the time. And the thing with SJ here that I really appreciate is she's telling you actually how to get your twin flame to come back and stay. If that's what you want, if you're really sure that's what you want, but you're going to have to let go of a lot of the dogma that's on the internet, you guys. And one of the things that you're going to have to deal with here is what you really want. Because with your twin flame, when the running and chasing stops for good, it's because you've left behind separation. Separation is a state of consciousness which comes from the mind, and emotion is a product of that. Emotion is separation. I'm not saying emotion is bad. It's just that's what that is. It's mental emotion. So, guess what? You can't be doing with your twin flame, feeling emotions for them. And you won't. Once you transcend that sense of separation with your twin flame, it's like you can't even do it almost. You maybe can kind of make yourself do it, but that's the thing that some people really have an issue with, is they want to fit the twin flame thing into the soulmate box so fucking bad because everybody else on the internet is doing that. It's like all you got to do is say the word twin flame. This happened with my grandma, and then about a week ago with an aunt. So you guys watching, you could try it. And SJ, maybe you have some stories you could share too, but all you got to do is say twin flame to somebody like my grandma, and she goes, "Oh, that sounds romantic. That sounds nice." Yeah, because it just sounds endearing, twin flame, right? But it has nothing to do with that. Now, where I'm going with this long monologue is the experience that SJ here had, you guys, is she got her twin flame to stay for 6 months. And then she was like, "This is boring. I don't like it. I want some thrills, man. I want some passion." You can't
I
do
think
that
with
with
it,
your twin flame and have them not run. You just can't, because that's the mind. The soul is fine, but it's this inner peace, you guys. It's not directed out there at anybody. It's not emotions. It's just peace. It's Zen. And that's if that's what you want, that's fine. That's what it's going to be like when your twin flame sticks around. But some of you might not want that, and that's exactly what SJ here decided.
yeah. So I was with him for like 9 months. It was like, it's not, you can do romantic things together. It's like,
Yes.
this is how I describe it. It's like, you see your old grandma and granddad who've been married forever and they're just sitting there. It's like a companionship,
Yes.
and it's not, and you can be kind to each other and stuff like that. It's not lovey-dovey at
Right.
all, you
No, I'm
know.
glad that you said that, because you can be doing romantic looking things.
Hmm.
But the dynamic, I like the example that you used right there. The dynamic, it's like that. It's like the little old lady and the little old man. It's like that. It's like there's not like lovey-dovey passion between the two of them, but they are companions. It's like
Yeah,
that. It's like chill.
yeah. So yeah, I was like, well, I want the passion, and I want to love as much as I want to be loved as much as I can give love, and I really wanted to experience that because that's what I'd built up so much. I wanted it back, and I did have it with a previous soulmate. So what I did deliberately was I'd send love to my twin flame on purpose to make him run, so that I could then be
That's
and it
dark,
worked.
man. I'm gonna
No, but it
love on my
worked.
twin flame so he'll run.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, at the end of the day, the twin flame,
Did that work?
it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It was happy that I'd found somebody. We still speak now. It's he's always there,
Yeah.
but I don't need to be with him. You know.
Yeah, you guys are
So
cool.
yeah, we're cool. We're
Yeah.
cool. We talk and stuff. It's great. Yeah. But I'm focused more on the presence now. So like the soulmate guy, it was nice for a time, but
Mhm.
I'm being drawn back into practicing presence because it did take me away from that because I was all wrapped up in the emotions and stuff like that. But I wanted to be present, so I'm practicing presence more, and the universe took the guy away, and I'm happy in the present, so
Yeah.
I'll just find it. It's great,
Well, this is
and good things
something
are
that
happening, and things.
you guys, her and I, we talked for a few minutes before we started recording here today. And when you told me that part, I just thought that was so brilliant because
Yeah,
you are deriving the full benefit of this spiritual awakening, SJ. And that's exactly what this is all about, you guys. She is embracing her spiritual awakening. If she wanted to get her twin flame to stay in her life, she could do that. She already has done that. She just didn't want it. And you have a choice, guys. Your twin flame is just rejecting you and running away from you. Wouldn't it be better if you got to pick? I could be with them or not. Isn't that a better situation to have a choice than to have them running all the time? But here's the thing that she's trying to tell you that I thought was so brilliant, guys. She doesn't care about any of that shit at all. She's not focused even on a soulmate person. And she even manifested a soulmate. And he's a really good looking guy, by the way. And they had a lot of fun together. It was awesome while it lasted. It went on for what, a couple of years.
yeah,
And then you were like, okay. But the thing is she's not needing anything from out there, you guys. She doesn't need anything outside of herself. She's got everything she needs in here. And so it doesn't matter what happens out there. And here's the interesting thing. That's when stuff from out there does start showing up. You guys, stuff keeps showing up in her daily life situation, left and right. Abundance, men, vacations, fun nights out with her girlfriends. She's doing everything she can to do the thing called live your best life. And I mean, for God's sake, she's a professional recording artist. Guys, now, still, the thing that's so brilliant about what you told me, SJ, was you could care less about any of that stuff. You know what your focus is? You tell them. What's your
I
focus?
just I just want to be present. That's
You
it.
just want to be
That's
present and
that's
feel
it.
good.
It's amazing, yeah, and that's all you need because there is no there's no badness when you are in the present moment. It's peace, it's zen. There's no worries, and I've got nothing to worry about anyway. But I like it. I just like it.
Right. It's almost like the spiritual aspect, the being is like your favorite activity to do now.
Yeah, and there's something really big coming. When you have a knowing, there's
Yeah.
something amazing on its way, and I'm dead excited about it. I don't know what it is, but it's coming, and I'm dead chuffed.
Right. That's the other thing, you guys, is a result of this journey when you embrace this journey properly is you become very psychic. You always
Yeah.
have this intuition working for you, telling you things about the future. And
I
isn't
didn't
it
have any psychic
funny?
abilities before at all. Like a lot of my friends are psychic, and they do all Reiki and stuff, and they've always said like nothing, but recently they're all like, You're more awakened than all of us," and I'm like, "Yeah," but I don't
Sorry.
know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just being present. I'm not doing it because of that. It
Right.
just
That's
happens.
the
Yeah,
thing. Your twin flame triggered your spiritual awakening. Guys, it doesn't matter if you're with your twin flame. It matters that you met them. And by the way, you fucking literally are your twin flame. Why is everybody on the internet freaking out about being with them when you literally are them? You are your twin flame. You can't lose your twin flame, you guys. And SJ is so advanced. She's to the part now where her favorite activity is being. So I watched a video. There's actually a few of these where it's Eckhart Tolle, and somebody goes, "Hey, Eckhart, what's a day in the life of Eckhart Tolle like? What is it like?" And he goes, "Well, you guys might think it's kind of boring." And he goes, "Well, my favorite thing to do is being." Because normally, when you ask someone, what's your favorite thing to do? It's all out there. It's all some external activity, some doing, some action. And that's fine. But that's usually what it is. Like, I like to drive race cars. I don't know. I like knitting. I like making music. I like painting. I like whatever thing, right? And Eckhart is going, yeah, I like being. And what he's talking about, you guys, is literally like sitting in a chair and being, or going for a walk and being. And it's not the doing, it's not the sitting in the chair, it's not the going for the walk. It's how you feel, you guys. That's what we're trying to say. That's what she's trying to tell you. That's her favorite thing now. And as long as she's focused on that, all of this cool shit is always happening in her life all the time.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And
Plus,
yeah, just observing like other people. I'd love to help other people, but you can lead a horse to water. Like that's what you're doing. You're leading a horse to water. But there was one video you posted and it let go of the door, and that's the hardest step. You've got to want
yeah,
to live your life, and there is life after twin flames. It's amazing. It's
right.
an amazing life after twin flames, but you've got to want to do it. You can't be
Yep.
holding on to them. They will come back, and it'll be different. It will be different because you'll be zen, and it will be neutral. But like it won't be any mind. You just need to slow it down and just give it a rest.
I like that you brought that up because that's kind of what that video is. She's talking about, you guys, she's talking about my YouTube video called Twin Flames, the Doorway to Union. And I'll go ahead, I'll link that for you guys down below too. If you want, again, if you want a good resource, absolutely free, you can go get started right now. There's my playlist called The True Twin Flame Teachings. Free stuff, guys. She made a lot of progress just watching the free stuff. But that video, The Doorway to Union, the whole theme is that your twin flame is just a doorway into just this amazing life. You guys, you're letting your life pass you by. The longer you cling to the door, you guys watching are clinging to the door. Let go of the door. Go outside the door like you're supposed to and go see what's out there. Because there's this whole amazing world that's passing you by. You're missing out, guys. And here's proof. Here's my student. And she didn't even want her twin flame.
Yeah. It's not that I don't want my twin flame. I don't have any wants or needs. Um, I can't say that I won't be with my twin flame in the future, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter that I mean, I'm happy and grateful that I met my twin flame, but nothing matters, only the
right.
soul and presence. That's all that there is, really.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you said that because that's actually a more accurate way of explaining this. It's not that you don't want your twin flame, and it's not that you do want your twin flame. It's neither of those, which makes sense because that's duality. I do want them. I don't want them. That's the mind duality. It's, I just am.
Mm, yeah.
That's all. It just is.
He actually said something interesting to me the other day because we rekindled our you know, because I had to block him to be with the other guy because I didn't want any of that twin flame energy on. We're talking again now, and I said, oh, thanks for letting me back in, and he said to me, you never went away, so that's interesting.
Hmm,
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah.
So what's next for SJ?
Well, after here, I've got a song to record that I wrote this morning. I got a pitch sent through to me by the publishers. I listened to it and wrote a song like that. So I'm gonna go and record that now and send
So
it off.
cool.
I know.
Dude, I used to want to do that. I'm a musician too, and I'm a singer-songwriter, and I was in a couple bands in my 20s and stuff like that, and I thought I wanted to do that. So, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
it is good. Yeah, it's all happening. And like, because I'm later in life, it doesn't really matter either that, because that used to always be a doubt, like, oh, I'm old now, I won't be able to do it. But they're also getting signed, and I don't mind if anyone else sings them. You know, it's happening. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I could just talk about this awesomeness all day long. That's so awesome. Well, there you go, everybody. I hope you guys got the message today. And again, I'm going to repeat this one more time. When you understand the underlying reasons here, like why SJ is doing what she's doing, that's when you do get the running and chasing with your twin flame to stop. And whether you end up with your twin or not, you guys, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, and you don't need to. Your higher self, which is your soul in heaven, which is what you and your twin flame both are, it's coordinating all this shit for you, you guys. You don't need to do anything about it. You don't need to worry about your twin flame. And if you want my opinion about it, I think that's kind of what explains why some people do and some people don't end up with their twin flame. I think it's your higher self that has this kind of all figured out, like what's going to be the best thing for you. That's just, I mean, that seems like the most logical answer. But if you look at the internet, it's like this big competition. It's like there's all this peer pressure. And if you're not with your twin, you're not even really a twin flame. And that's just not true, you guys. Your soul doesn't care about outcomes. So, well, my friend, I think that was a good interview.
thank you. Yeah,
Thanks for taking the time to do this with me today.
thanks for having me.
Great
And
story.
just all good luck to everybody out there, and just be present. That's all you've got to do. That is the key. That's the answer. That's all you
That's all it
need.
is, you guys. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. See ya.